Yup. Yup. How everybody doing today, man? I hope it's AJ for the win back again. And today we're gonna be reacting to some of the crazy news in the streamer world. In the streamer world, y'all. One of the biggest organizations, organizations, Faze Clan has separated for the second time. As you guys may know, this is about the second time, at least, that Faze Banks has curated a group of young gentlemen to entertain people and kind of do their thing. Unfortunately, seems like there's been some disagreements and some potentially racial slurs being used on the back end. So let's just get it back. Let's get into it and see what's going on.
Faze, who I consider the biggest streaming group in the world, is officially over. And I'm gonna say this, man. One of the reasons why they ended is quite possibly the most hilarious thing you've ever heard in your life. Not hilarious like ha ha, but hilarious like some people got some nerves, bro. If you were on Twitter yesterday, then your timeline looked like this, where you had some notable Faze members like Silky, Ronaldo, Jason, where they posted that they have left Faze Clan. But them posting left Faze Clan and only that also turned into a meme, and you had other people just doing it just because. Plague Max left Faze back in August, so he wasn't part of this new Faze breakup. However, he still went on stream that night before anybody else. So I don't think any other Faze members have spoken about this, but Max went on stream and he broke down why he left Faze and what he feels like is wrong with Faze and why he feels like everybody left. And reasons that he brought on was, Faze is controlling. They kind of control every aspect of your life. He spoke on certain situations where Faze introduced him to a manager, and then Faze made him fire the manager if he wanted to stay in Faze, things of that sort. Now, I consider Playboy Max leaving Faze as the beginning of the end.
How much control do we have here, and how much control do they have over us? Move into January. Y'all know I started 365. Someone at Faze had introduced me to my old manager, Brandon. Shout out, Brandon. Was working with Brandon from about November to January. Y'all probably seen him, tall white boy with hair. You feel me? Yeah, 153. Oops. Brandon had falling out with person who introduced me, and person who introduced me tells me, according to my assistant and my creative director at the time, who were sitting in on all calls because they're on my team, tell me I have to fire my manager and get rid of him, or I can't be here, when they're the person who introduced me. Video proof as well of this meeting. They were there. This is information my assistants are just telling me. After that happens, I stayed. Shout out to Brandon. He just wanted the best for me, wanted me to be as good as I could possibly be. We're still cool. I got introduced to a new manager, as I know. I come back to LA after New York. All that happened in New York. And, everything's cool. I'm cool with the boys, you feel me? Me and the boys cool, but it's just like, damn, like, it was a weird air for a little while, you know what I'm saying? But everything got patched up, because at the end of the day, we bros and we love each other. Like, you feel me? I want to make that known. Ron, I love you. Jason, I love you. Adap, I love you.
That's more concerning than I think Playboy Max even knew. My manager is my buffer between me and the business. My manager is somebody who goes out and seeks deals for me, who goes out and work out certain things business-wise that benefits me. And Faze is still a business, right? I'm still somebody who still has a contractual obligation with Faze the business. So if my manager is somebody who's supposed to be working in my best interest, and then you guys tell me y'all don't like him, so I should fire him or else I can't be in Faze, that's kind of crazy because my manager is somebody who's supposed to be working on my behalf. So whenever I get a manager that y'all don't like to deal with or y'all don't like for whatever reason, or let's say he's making it hard for you guys to F me over, what, like I gotta fire him and get a guy that's more agreeable with you guys, or else like what, like I can't be in Phase. To me, that's more crazy than Playboy Max knew, and he should have left then. But apparently, he stayed. Playboy Max's cousin took to his stream to explain how Faze finessed Playboy Max out of $400,000. And while explaining this, only thing that I could think about is, yeah, this is why you should not get a manager that your employer likes.
$500,000. How this happened? We gotta hear how this happened. First of all, streamers gotta stop acting like they're not signed artists. You know what I'm saying? That's partly, what the issue is. I think a lot of inflated egos. When this is a machine, this is like Warner Brothers or Universal Music being behind you. When you got a team, you got managers, you got assistants, and yeah, your manager should be somebody who is not attached to your agency. You know what I'm saying? That's not attached to your lawyers. They're not attached. You know what I'm saying? You want your lawyer and your manager to be independently yours. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
It's like you should not get a manager that your employer or somebody who's paying you love doing business with. Okay, you usually get the manager that's annoying to them, that makes it hard for them, because of course they wanted Playboy Max to change manager, right? So they could finesse him more, right? They could finesse him easier.
You see how Max is a partner of Spotify, right?
One of the things that drives me to this type of work is just being able to influence.
He did not have that sponsorship at first. Faze did. And this is how it happened. They redid Max's house, right? Redid his shit. And they're like, yo, can we put up the Spotify shit for this video? It's sponsored. Max is like, yeah, whatever, that's cool. After the video, I'm like, yo, take that shit down. You're not getting paid, nigga. These niggas start saying, nah, this shit hard as fuck, bro. Like, that shit just look good and make it official, bro. The Spotify, da-da-da. This shit look official. I'm looking at this nigga. And this is where I'm like, how does Max have ego? Because this nigga like, yeah, this shit is a little hard. This is official. How does a nigga like, now I'm like, gang, you're Playboy Max. You can get that yourself. And if you want to split it, that's cool. What the fuck? So this is where, we end up taking it down. Little dude, we know they're selling his identity without letting him know. And so Max ends up leaving Faze. We only knew this because he left Faze. He got the deal on Spotify. They dropped Faze and gave it to Max. Guess how much this was for? 400 bands for 5 months. Niggas about to run off half the ticket off of niggas. Half the ticket off of niggas. Chat, just so this makes sense, imagine LeBron James and the Lakers working together, and the Lakers take all the money from a commercial with Beats. Imagine LeBron is wearing a Lakers jersey.
They do that.
So, and he's wearing his Beats. And so LeBron and the Lakers are like, okay, we'll break this off, but da-da-da-da-da. Imagine the Lakers take all the money, LeBron gets nothing. What the?
Now, he don't even understand that's exactly what happens in the NBA. And that's why we say, even though people like LeBron James and Steph Curry gets paid almost $100 million a year, they're still underpaid. LeBron James don't get paid when the NBA put those sponsorships and on their jerseys. They don't get paid at all, right? When a team put the sponsors on those they don't get paid. But now I'm usually not a fan, to be honest. I'm not usually a fan of this.
We gotta stop trying to restructure how this business is, man. First of all, they're getting paid through those sponsorships. Those sponsors are just not paying the athlete. Those sponsorships are paying the organization that is paying the athletes, man. That shit ain't cheap when you're ready to renegotiate your deal and want more and stuff like that. And I'm gonna have to have some more money, bro. But let's keep it real. The organizations of the NBA, the NFL, the MLB, whatever it is, they are the organizers. They are the quarterback of the whole situation. And when they put their team together, you know what I'm saying? It's their responsibility to pay the team, not the sponsorships and the shit that I'm getting. If I'm throwing a party and I got bottle girls, I got a doorman, I got security, I got bar backs, I might have a little help cleaning up, setting up, or whatever. If I get Red Bull to pay me to have their product in the party, I might or might not need to use some of that money to pay my bar back, pay my, you know what I'm saying, whoop de whoop, da da da, you know.
The broke family members coming online to discuss business, all right? Or when the broke family members want to input their opinions when it comes to business, right? I'm usually not a fan of it, all right? But in this case, he's 100% right. Y'all got to understand contextually, this was around the time where Playboy Max was doing these in the booth streams with the biggest artists in the world. This is when Pink Dreads was popping. Playboy Max at that time had the hottest music show on the planet. You think a DSP like Spotify wasn't rushing to their desk asking Playboy Max, whatever you need, bro, we got you. Let's get a sponsorship going on before another DSP come and get you? Of course they were. Max didn't need Faze. Faze got that deal that was Blackboy Max deal, and they ate off the deal, and they told Blackboy Max, you should keep it up because it just looks cool. Nah, that's yo, that right there is what you call corporate finesse, which is why, bro, you gotta have a manager who's on their behinds and don't let them get a good night rest ever. Because these corporate monsters only get a good night rest when they in your pockets finessing you, bruh. That's it. But Playboy Max stayed through it all. He stayed when they finessed him. He stayed when they made him fire his manager. He stayed. But he ultimately left, and the straw that broke the camel's back was apparently when Faze Banks, who is, I guess, the owner of Faze, when he called Playboy Max the N-word. Now, I believe when Playboy Max left, that right there gave everybody else their escape route. Once Playboy Max left, that's when I consider Faze over. Even though they went on to have success, I think when Max left, that's when everybody else was saying, okay, I'm going to be leaving soon. It's just a matter of time. But so the beginning to the end all started over the N-word.
Max and Banks got in an argument, a crazy argument. They hang up. He calls other Faze members and says, F this nigga. F this nigga. He says, F this nigga. That was his last straw of like, oh nah, because now it's like, gang, you overly playing with me. And it gets worse. This nigga is called, when Max left, he called him like, yo bro, why you leaving? Why you leaving? He was giving all the reason. He's like, yo bro, the last reason for real was, you called me a nigga. You know what this response was like? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that? What? What? And he's like, bro, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I know you said that shit. I know you said that shit. He's like, bro, I was angry, but keep it a buck, bro. That's not the reason you left Faze. Keep it a buck. Don't put that on me, bro. You know I'm going through a lot, bro. You know I love you. You're going through a lot. I'm going through a lot. Don't put that on me, bro. Max like, yo, bro, I'm not gonna expose that shit. Like, it don't matter. Like, I'm gonna take that on the chin. I don't care, bro. I'll be the evil nigga. But you said that shit. He's like, if I did, it wasn't on no racist shit, bro. Like,
critics are raving about the best film of the year. It's a delivery.
what?
The worst part about this, Faze Banks is on Twitter right now defending his N-word usage. Pretty much blaming Playboy Max himself for being called the N-word. Now, Faze Banks don't understand, like a lot of non-black people don't understand. Now, your friends allowing you to say the N-word as a term of endearment, they're still wrong for that as well. That's still raccoon activities, because why you're allowing anybody who's not black to say the N-word, that's still crazy and flawed. But it's one thing to say it as a term of endearment, and it's another to be filled with rage and anger and the spirits of your ancestors. And you pick up that phone and you call that black man a N-word, bro. F that up. That's a little different than saying it as a term of endearment. And you can see how they may allow you to say it as a term of endearment around them, and then once you cross that line, you can never come around them again. You understand that. Obviously, you don't understand it. Because Faze Banks will take to his Twitter, instead of taking accountability, he decided he was going to expose private messages and DMs from Playboy Max talking about other popular streamers.
Wait, but hold on, man. 2 points. One is you really gotta be you really gotta be like what's considered like a non-affiliate. You know what I'm saying? In a sense to where you could use the word, and not only is it believable, but it's not in a negative light at all. It is a term of endearment. Um, you can't just be around members of certain kind of groups like gang members, for instance, right, and just start using their vernacular and slang without some type of repercussions, unless you are considered to them an affiliate of theirs that they rock with you. You know what I'm saying? They do not consider you a member. However, they rock with you enough that they might even consider asking you to become a member. You know what I'm saying? You dress like a member, you be with the members, you be around the members, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man, come be a member. You know what I'm saying? Like then there's the other half of this whole thing where it's like I'm not the N word police. You know what I'm saying? Um, don't put yourself in a trick bag though. At the same time, you know what I'm saying? Um, things like music and movies and pop culture have kind of made this word sensational a little bit, and that's understandable. For real, it is. It can be contagious. I get that. Um, man, if you one of them niggas that like to use the word, you know what I'm saying? Then shit, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be there. You know what I'm saying? All of us would have to be there. But shit, if I wasn't black, I would just not say it. I'm gonna keep it G. I'm gonna keep it G. And I know that to be true. It's not just a hypothetical because I'm a black person who grew up in the hood, and there's words that I don't say right now to associate myself with certain people. I don't look at my Crip friends and family and say what up, cuz. I don't look at my blood family and friends and say what up, blood. You know what I'm saying? Trying to have some type of you know what I'm saying? No, I don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I really do feel like it's the equivalent of that. But let's get back to this, man.
In an attempt to destroy him and ruin him. And then he continued to blame Black Boy Max for him calling him the N word, which is just crazy.
Proving everything that I said 100% right yesterday. This streamer brain is real. They are actors. And he jumped on this opportunity not because he cares about anything that I've done or cares about anything that I've said. It's because it makes the most sense. Kick me while I'm down and farm this Faze and suck as much as he can out of it. And that's what they do. And that's just fact. Anybody that argues against that is fried. This whole thing, like I said yesterday, fried.
Hell no, man. You can't. Y'all cannot have these white people out here stressing, Mexicans out here stressing about using this N word, bro. If you feel so greatly about this, y'all need to go to Jay-Z front door and all the label owners' front doors, especially the black ones, and check they ass first, man. Ain't no motherfucking way you gonna convince me that I'm a police a crowd at Rolling Loud of 15,000 plus people about not censoring themselves from saying the word nigga. Fuck no. I pick and choose what hills I die on. That ain't when I want to. That ain't when that makes sense to me. Oh, you can use it to solve this though. So what? Humans create habits, man. Shit, I could say it 300 times in a month, but the moment it slip out, cause I'm comfortable how I be comfortable, it's an issue, man. The only solution would be they don't listen to rap music and don't consume no black content. Not even from streamers that use the word nigga. And I ain't saying it's over with because black people got $1 trillion spending. We, we have years where we spent the most in the economy. Not saying that we made the most, but we spent the most. Whatever, however you want to look at that, that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, man, can't be out here policing certain things and not policing others, man. If you want to check somebody, there's somebody at the top of that problem that you could check. You know what I'm saying? And I commend Black Boy Max. You know what I'm saying? This is and here's the thing. This ain't just a a friend type situation. This is a business, so it's different when it's coming from your boss. And that's where he fucked up, just being, he probably leaned a little too much into the we boys type of vibe and thought we could just get money, be boys type of thing. And some things are just habit. Like I'm used to you being the person that's like the up here person, you know what I'm saying? And if I'm in a working setting, I don't want my manager when he mad calling me a nigga, man. It might be trauma. It might be something that we don't know about yet, undiscovered with that. But This is absurd. This is crazy. Um,
We're going to get into the conversation. I'm going to show you guys right now. And you guys tell me if this looks like a conversation between two parties that have an issue with each other. All right, so here we are. Here's my conversation with Max, July 28th. This is when that whole thing where he heard that I said, "F y'all, blanks." Again, this wasn't aimed toward Max. This wasn't said at Max. There was never any sort of like racist connotation toward this word being used ever. Saw people talking about hard R and shit. No, that's all noise. Absolutely not.
so we got Black Boy Max on the left. We got Faze Banks on the right, right?
Well, Max's initial response to it was, "Hey, stream speak highly of you. She doesn't need to be brought to light. You don't have to worry at all. Like I said, I apologize for the tweet."
What a year. Trips, gifts, holidays. But all those memories come with a cost.
I said, "Max, you don't got to say all that. I will never speak ill about anything publicly. Breaks my heart, crushes me, whatever."
Let's get into this buffoonery. So he's showing private messages between him and Plague Max so he could prove that Plague Max was cool with him after he said the N-word, and now they're exposing him because they're mad at him. But Plague Max didn't have an issue with it, and if he did, he's still calling me and texting me and saying he loved me and called me bro and asked me for advice in business. I'm sorry, buddy. Like, I'm not expecting a 22-year-old to be so rooted, grounded, and principled in his identity that he draws the line and cuts off a white man for calling him the N-word for life. That's not the expectation I'm gonna have of a 22-year-old kid, bro. Especially a 22-year-old kid who comes from a family and friends who nobody is in this world but him. Nobody has expertise in this world but him. You're the only one he could probably hit up and ask for advice, so he's keeping you nearby. But
Unacceptable. Man, when me and my cousin was running through New York and Hollywood and shit like that in the industry, man, there were certain things where we had conversations where it was like, man, if these lines get crossed, nigga, fuck this industry. And we was young, bro. You gotta have morals and integrity wherever you stand on, wherever your category, you know what I'm saying? That's what it gotta be. And for me, if this is somebody who I probably, you know what I'm saying, psh, holla at bitches with and did all type of other shit with, and we getting bread and stuff like that. Depending on what I checked in his true heart is what's gonna determine how I feel about him saying the N word around me. You know what I'm saying? If you went through the same struggle, you got cousins and brothers, and that was already in you before you even got with me, man. I'm not finna try to police that. You know what I'm saying?
if you think we're about to look at a 22-year-old kid and say he really was not affected or mad at you calling him the N-word because he was still hitting you up afterwards, you done lost your mind, bruh. This doesn't prove a goddamn thing. Now, if Plywood Max was 27, 28, 30 years old, and he was still texting this white boy after he called him an N-word, I'm looking at you crazy, but he's 22 years old, bruh. He don't know no better. He don't even know who like his self is yet. He's not rooted and principled in his identity yet. So this proves nothing at all, but you're about to witness Faze Banks kind of go through the messages of Plywood Max being friendly to him, and this somehow being an excuse as if, man, he wasn't really mad. And then after he gets done with this, he continues and even goes in to say, well, y'all allow me to say it any other day, so why you mad? Oh, come on. He don't even understand
Not at the moment.
the
Chat.
difference between you saying it as a
No
term of
game
endearment and you
requests.
saying it while you pissed off and mad.
This looks
Shit.
like Max agreeing with the
I'm
things
just
that
waiting
I'm
for
saying.
GTA 6.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
stream that.
This looks like everything that I've been saying the last
I'll be
few
on the
days. I'm saying in
Fortnite
this
though.
video. I'm saying
what
it
I'm
directly to him in a much nicer way, but right here we go. Like I fucked up this whole phase, everything. Damn. Wow. Talked to them before the subathon. Want me back? They didn't want him back. Like I said, still cool with everybody. More than anything, I dead miss working with you and Ray. And like I said, the N word in contract threw me off bad, bro. But I'm past that, and we talked about it, so I don't give a.
All right, so he
His
checked
words,
it.
not mine.
That's commendable.
His
He
words,
checked
not
it.
mine. Yeah, Max, I don't know. You guys tell me.
OG nigga
It doesn't seem like me and
076.
Max have a
What's the
problem.
deal, man? What you
It
think
doesn't
about
seem
this
like we
shit?
really had any sort of real issues in the last 5 months. It doesn't seem like I've done anything but try to help the kid. And I'm not just going out of my way and randomly offering him my opinions and my advice. He's asking for them. And he's treating me like a mentor. And he's confiding in me about things. So you guys tell me, like, this awful, terrible monster of a person who took all this shit from him and you know, like, it's insane. And Max, as it goes for this word that I said, first of all, I didn't say this targeted toward you. This wasn't said in any sort of racist connotation. I said this word in an emotional response. I said, all y'all blanks. And it's a mistake, and I'm a 34-year-old man-child, and I have many, many flaws. And I'm an idiot for saying that. But, bro, stand on. If you really have a problem with that, then why has it not been a problem for the last?
Stand on the business, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't ask non-blacks to say the word nigga out of my amusement. The fuck is that for? Trying to put niggas in a trick bag. What's up with you? And secondly, I don't call white boys nigga that don't look like or don't act like or don't come from or don't already describe themselves as a nigga. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna call you dude. I'm gonna call you bro. Hey man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas out here tripping.
5 months. If you really have a problem with that, why have you told me multiple times I don't have a problem with that? We're good. If you really have a problem with that, and I can say this, Ron last subathon said it, muted his mic and said it. The chat laughed, and everybody told him to say it, and he said it. Lacey has admitted to saying it publicly. You know this.
Now you snitching on the other white boys around you who say the N-word too. Playboy Max being 22 years old and feeling comfortable and allowing his friends to say the N-word and giving them a pass doesn't negate or doesn't take away from the fact that he's allowed to wake up one day.
Man, don't be mad now. Hell no. Like I said, you're trying to put niggas in a trick bag. You gotta get DP for that by other black people. If you didn't really give him the pass, why you playing with it? You know what I'm saying? This ain't no joke. Man, listen, if you get locked up and go to the county, are you black? What are you going to, who are you going to rock with? That's who get to say it. Fuck all the bullshit. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of it, man. Because when it's life and death on the line, and it's really like that somewhere based off of that kind of shit, niggas really got a program right and really be in accordance with what's going on and understand what's going on here, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's tough. Like I said, you got the whole industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not from the police rolling loud to stop niggas from saying it. I'm not from the police people from rapping to the music, saying it to their homies. None of that. If you call yourself one, that's what you is to me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you like that around your cousins too, though. You know what I'm saying? Your uncle, like people know that's you. Like whether they shake their head about it, ashamed of it, embraces it, whatever the case may be. Whether you white and you came from an adopted black family or you adopted some black kids and they brought the whatever the case may be. However you describe yourself, that's how I'ma describe you. But it got to be genuine though. None of that bullshit.
Day and say, hold on. We're all not saying it and laughing together. No, y'all saying it and laughing at me. Now, hold on. It's not right when y'all say it. I don't like that. It don't feel good when you get really mad and say F you as a white man. No, I don't. No, I don't like that. He's allowed to have that change of mind. He's allowed to grow up. He's allowed to be more rooted in his identity than he was at 22. Well, he's 22 years old right now, but he's allowed to grow. And it doesn't negate what you did to him. It doesn't take away what you said to him. But basically just going on like, as if this is like the super, I gotcha. I gotcha. No.
This season on Pluto TV,
I need a vacation.
the holidays are brutal.
Nobody is watching this or listening to this and thinking, man, Playboy Max is tripping for being mad right now at Banks for calling him. No. You can wake up at any point and be upset.
So why isn't that a problem? Other members in Faze have said it in the confines, behind the scenes, off cam, in the presence of other black creators and Faze members. And
Because they're not genuine. Be genuine. Stop making up excuses for them, Flacco. If you don't like it for real, why you doing it out of amusement? I never been that type of kid, bro. I was never out there on some thinking that shit was funny to make it like either you really rock with it or you don't. That was really the only rules. Y'all playing with it.
this was never a problem. It's only a problem now because it's convenient for you and for this narrative to make me look like shit and to make you look right. And it's twisted, bro. And this is exactly what I was talking about yesterday as far as all this shit being fake. You guys can read those text messages between me and him and say that this isn't fake. It's the definition. It's the textbook definition of fake. And this is exactly what I was talking about. It's insane. Bro, in Vegas at a UFC event, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to drag other people in. But Max's black manager at the time and other members in Faze, black ones included, told me to rip the word. They said, yo, we're going to keep it a buck. We need to hear you rip it. I said, really? I said it. Everybody laughed. And they were drinking, and it was an experience. We're building rapport, and we're letting our guards down, and we're being vulnerable. And this is what boys do. This is what actual friends do. And that's what I thought we were doing. I thought we were trying to form an actual relationship, an actual bond. I let my guard down. I said it. It wasn't a...
Nah, Faze, this is not what friends do. A real friend gonna really, if you don't come from that life, explain it to you. And y'all don't like. There is no need to even say it after a certain age. Like it's almost like getting put on at 30. Like if you didn't grow up saying it, why change it now?
A big deal then. You knew about this and have known about this.
Because this might solve this issue. I got a question for the black old heads who watch this video, man, because this might solve this issue, okay? And if you're not a black OG, maybe, you still want to answer, you can answer it, but this is mainly for the black old heads, the OGs, 40 plus years old watching this video, okay? Is the N-word pass a forever thing? Meaning, if you give the N-word pass once to your white homie, do your white homie then have the N-word pass in perpetuity? Or is it the N-word pass is a one-time usage, right? I always thought the N-word pass was a one-time usage. You get this pass on a drunk night, but when we sober up, you better not, you better not, man. I don't know, bro. I just feel like, this is hilarious, man. Like, Banks don't understand why he can't say the N-word in a fit of rage. Why him saying the N-word in a fit of rage is different than him saying the N-word as a term of endearment or him saying the N-word on a drunken night, all right, where they're telling him to say it. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, man, about...
Man, it's got to be more to it than that. Got to be more like bread related or something. Shit. That's what I think. Damn, I think I gotta move this. I'm gonna check out some more shit. Hold on.